Welcome. In this video, we'll cover the setup for Tiny Towns and do a quick solo playthrough to cover the game mechanics. So in this game, you're going to be taking resources to construct different types of buildings and score points on the type of buildings you put in play. For setup, each player will get a 4x4 grid for their town, which we have here. In solo mode or with the town hall mode, we'll be using these resource cards. So there's 3 of each resource in here. And for solo mode, we'll give this a shuffle and deal out 3 of those resources. Which correlates to one of these blocks. I'm going to separate all their buildings by the type and place them out on the board. We're always going to have the cottage set out in play. So if we build in this formation, we can build a cottage. So you can see that takes an orange, blue, and a yellow. And it can be rotated any way or mirrored. So this will work along with having it that way or rotated in any combination. Then all the others, they all have a different back. You'll put those together, shuffle those, and pick one. We're just going to use the recommended setup for the game. So we're going to choose the chapel, the farm, the inn will come out in a solo game, but we're going to go ahead and just pick the tavern. Then we'll pick the well, the theater, and factory. So for points, how these all work is we'll get 3 victory points if this building is fed. We'll explain that here shortly. So for each one of these buildings that are fed, we'll get 3 points. And for the chapel, we'll get 1 point for each fed cottage. And then for the farm, it feeds 4 of the cottages anywhere in your town. So if we have 1 farm in play and 4 cottages, they'll be worth 3 points each and get us 12 points. But if we have 1 farm and 5 cottages, we only get points for the 4 that are actually fed. Then for the tavern, we get victory points based on the number of constructed. So 1 tavern gets us 2 points, 2 gets us 5, 3, 9, 4, 14, and 5, 20 points. Then the wells, you get 1 point for each adjacent cottage, and it doesn't say they need to be fed, so something to keep in mind. And for the theater, 1 victory point for each other unique building type in the same row and column as the theater. And lastly, the factory. When constructed, place 1 of the 5 resources on this building. When another player names this resource, you may place a different resource instead. And in a solo game, whenever we choose that type of resource we pick, that'll happen for us. Then we have a stack of monuments. For solo play, we will remove Fort Ironweed and Opal Eyes Watch. Shuffle the remaining, deal ourselves 2, and choose 1 to keep. So we've got the Architects Guild. It's going to take 5 resources, 1 victory point. When constructed, replace up to 2 buildings in your town with any other building types. Or the Grand Mausoleum of Rodina. Your unfed cottages are worth 3 victory points each. I think we'll go ahead and try for the Architects Guild. And we can only build 1 of those monuments, so we'll just put 1 token out there. And we're ready to play. So in a multiplayer game, you'll have a token to pass. They'll choose a resource. Everyone plays the same resource, and we're all trying to do the same thing. In solo, we can only choose resources that's down here. Then we'll take the resource we picked, put it on the board, and the card goes on the bottom of our stack. The game ends when we don't have a place for any more resources or buildings. And in solo mode, we'll refer to this chart to see how well we've done. So 9 or less, we're an aspiring architect. 10 to 17, builder's apprentice. 18 to 24, carpenter. 25 to 31, an engineer. 32 to 37, a town planner, and 38 or more, a master architect. So I'm just going through this to show you the basics of how to play. Don't expect a master architect. That was the basics of setup. So we'll go ahead and give our resource cards a shuffle and get started on a solo playthrough. Of course, not many cards in this to get a decent shuffle. There we go. So 3 cards out. We've got wheat, more wheat, and some wood. So I believe with that, we're going to go looking to build a farm. So we'll put some wood down here. Wheat over here. Put some glass down in that spot. Then some wood. Then we'll put in some brick and some stone. Just spreading stuff all over the place now. And we'll go ahead and put wheat in there. And now we have resources here to build a farm. So the caveat on building is it needs to go in one of the areas where we have our resources. So we'll put the farm down in the corner. Then we'll go ahead and put a blue here. And a wheat. And we'll put some wood up here. And that's going to allow us to build a well. And we'll go with another piece of stone. Actually, we put that down here. Put this other stone up here. Brick in that space. And that's going to allow us to build a tavern. And we'll place our wood over here. It's going to allow us to build another well. And we'll put brick in this space. And that's going to allow us to put a cottage in play. So we'll put some wheat here. Some wood up in this space. Put some glass down here. And then stone in this space. And that will allow us to build a well in this location. Now we'll go ahead and put a brick down here. And remember, it can mirror itself, so we've got this mirrored. So we'll take this out and put a cottage in play there. Then we'll put some glass in this space. Some wheat. Put some wood up here. Build ourselves another well. Go ahead with some stone there. Put some stone in this space. Some brick here. Now it's going to construct a cottage for us. And then wood up in this area. That will get us another well. Go with a piece of brick in this area. Then some wheat. And some wood down here. Glass right there. And this is going to allow us to do our Architects Guild. So it's going to get us 1 victory point. When constructed, replace up to 2 buildings in your town with any other building types. We'll go ahead and clear these out. Put our guild in this area. Then we're going to blow up these 2 wells and build some taverns over this nice clear water. Then we'll put some glass here. Some brick. Some stone. Put some wheat over here, which once again will allow us to build a cottage. It's mirrored. So now we're just hoping, put some glass here. This space is lost. Stone up in this corner. Wood down in this area. So get rid of these 2 resources. Build another well up here. Actually, we'll go right there. And now we don't have anything else to build, so we can quit the game, and now it's up to counting victory points. So for our guild, we're going to get 1 victory point. For the cottage, we get 3 for each one that's being fed. Our farm will feed 4, so we've got 4 in play. So that's going to get us 12 points. Don't have any chapels in play. Farm doesn't get us points. Taverns, we have 3 in play. So that's going to get us a total of 9 points. Wells get 1 point for each adjacent cottage. So this one's going to get us 1 point. This one will get us 1 point. This one will get us 3 points. And this one will get us 2. No theaters, no factories. Remove our resources. We'll lose 3 points for the 3 empty spaces. And in solo mode with 26 points, that gets us into the engineer skill level. So that's the basics of how to play solo. Hope you enjoyed this quick playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.